podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie J here with my special, wonderful client, Tamaya. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tamaya, what a great job we did just now, wasn't it?
It was amazing. It was really good.
Ladies, gentlemen, please understand that when I get to work with people who are really inspired, really empowered, really into understanding how their body works best for them, per body type, per lifestyle, and really invest their mind and brain and body into connecting themselves into being the best that they can be, there's nothing better than working, guiding and teaching and understanding. Because I always say this, I learned so much from all my clients. And thank you, Tamaya, so much for being the special woman you are. So today we're just going to discuss a little bit about Tamaya. I would love for you to tell me, number one, a little bit about you. You don't have to be super personal. And number two, how did you find me and what drove you towards sending me a message, picking up the phone and saying, hey, Justin, I would love to train with you?
So my name is Tamaya. I do modeling and I also work in the business world and have done both for quite a while. What drove me to find you, or like years ago, I started following you through like mainly magazines at the time. I would see a lot of magazine articles and of course, being in modeling myself, the epitome of modeling was like the Victoria's Secret models, and to try and to be in that kind of shape and to you know, take care of yourself that way and be at that level. And so I followed I would read a lot of magazines and anything that I could find that, like one of the Victoria's Secret models, for example, was saying that her trainer was you. I would try and like, you know, take notes in my head and save those articles or just read those articles and learn as much as I could about like their diet, their exercise, that kind of thing. That's how I started following you. And then for years, I've been following you. When I went to New York on a business trip, I visited your model fit gym, which you had at the time, and that kind of thing, just to see if I could learn more and more. But I had asked at that point if there was, you know, some way, because I don't live in New York, I live on the other side of the country. So I didn't know like how I was going to be able to, you know, to train like how you did or that kind of thing. So that's what kind of led me to eventually years later, I followed you on Instagram and I saw a lot of things. And I was just one day I was thinking, I wonder if he has anything where, you know, like there's like a video or something I could buy that I could do at home. And I reached out on your Instagram and sent a message, which was so random because I don't normally do that. I don't even really know why I did, but I didn't expect you to write back. I expected like someone from your team to say, yeah, we have a video you could buy or something like that. And I was really surprised when you responded to me. And then after we talked, you said that you could train me. I was so excited. It was just like,
thank you so much. No, seriously, one thing I want people to understand, and it's a little bit of a far-fetched reality in today's world of social media. Most people don't respond to their messages. And I've said this to many people over time. And the cool thing about me and different than most people is I like to communicate with people. I like to be a part of a community. I like people to understand that no matter where I am in the world, I'm accessible. And this is why I've built an app. This is why I've been able to have the success that I've had. And I've never had a manager. I've never had an agent. I've obviously had a couple PR people work with me. But other than that, for me, it's always been about, I want to be the one to deliver. I want to be the one to respond. I want to be the one to communicate, because I feel that you're getting the short end of the stick if you're not giving to the people, not only the love, the attention, and the affection, but the willingness to say, hey, I'm Justin Gelband. You're Tamaya. You're the person that I want to talk to and communicate with. And in order for us to get the best out of each other, the only way to do that is for me to understand you, understand who you are, where you came from. How can I create a program for you? How can I make you the best you. And I feel that in our society today, so much is built around, you know, the fad of who you are, who you train, where you came from, what's going on, you know, where do you live, what do you have? Everybody's equal. Doesn't matter if you're white, black, Hispanic, whether you're tall, short, overweight, underweight, you know, everybody has a significance in this world, and everybody needs to be created and treated equally. And it's really unfortunate sometimes that a lot of people that I know are influencers in my business, and there's a lot of people that I know that, you know, have managers and agents and people responding to their messages, and I feel like it's cheating. You know, it's not giving the person the opportunity to really, you know, give them the belief system that, you know what, I can achieve my goals and objectives. And no, I'm not a supermodel, but I am in the modeling business, you know, and I'm trying to build my own career in my own way. And I think that's what people don't really understand. What is a model? Everyone is the model in their own body, but when they're using modeling or modeling for their profession, like you have, it doesn't mean that, oh my God, you have to be 6 feet tall and you have to be, you know, a 00 and so forth. You want to be the best that you can be in your work. And the work that you do modeling is empowering to others as well, because it doesn't always have to be, you know, some label. That's the other thing too. I don't really respect people that are always about celebrity trainer, supermodel, this and that. It's not about that. And one of the things I want people to understand is Tamaya, not only did she reach out to me, but she is the epitome and the perfect example of someone who I created a program for, who we started from the foundation of her body. We gave her the opportunity to learn about herself through the body analysis. And I say this to people all the time. I've been training online for almost 12 years. I was probably one of the first Skype trainers there was. And I was probably one of the first Zoom trainers there was. And I've continued to train and develop my method, and my method has evolved over time. But the coolest part about it was, can you give somebody a filmed exercise routine, have them practice it, have them look at themselves, follow my lead, follow the directions that I give them, and be able to do the exercises in such a way that you have to give credit. You have to clap the hands. And a lot of people, no, it can't be done. Oh, this way and that way. I always say there's not a person out there that I've ever trained that hasn't had success with me when we work together as a team, because it's a team game. And Tamaya has really been so out of the box in the way that I gave her a program. We train once a week, sometimes twice. She's been able to do the videos each week, and she continually progresses and get better and better. And it's just a highlight for me to say, hey, wow, you know, not only do I humble myself with my own work, but I also humble myself because somebody like Tamaya, who's been able to take what I've given her and develop it into her own movement and her own exercise, and to be able to reach that level where each time that we train, she gets better and better and better. It's very hard for me to see why people can't understand that it can be done. And it does take hard work, and you work really hard. And so for me, I would love for you to tell people what your experience was from the beginning when we started, and how it's affected your life, and also how you've been able to grow in the experience by practicing your homework every week, by doing the videos on your own, and by being the best you.
Well, I think first of all, your training is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. In the past, I was really reluctant to work with trainers because I was scared that they were going to bulk me up or make me bigger. And I knew that going through you and the history that you have, that you know what you're doing, and that you know what you're doing for the goals that I want to achieve. And your training was really, really great. And I love doing the workouts on my own as well, because like you said, you recorded them for me so that I could practice them on my own. And each time that I did it, I felt like I was more comfortable doing the moves, and like, you know, got more confident in doing them, and felt like they were better because
she's being humble right now, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know. She's being very humble, but that's
no.
yes, because to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, this woman literally took my exercises, and in 4 weeks of practicing and practicing and practicing, she has been one of, for sure, my top 3 clients that I've ever had, that I've ever trained online, who I've never met before. and been able to get the method that quickly. So ladies and gentlemen, it can be done. Just know that. And you have to concentrate and you have to understand. Back to you.
But I think, yeah, practicing them really helps. And thank you so much. But practicing them really, really helps. And it just made me feel so good. And the workouts are not so crazy that you can't walk the next day or something like that. They just make your body feel really good, and you start seeing results too. And that's always really amazing. And you start feeling better. I know that I love, one of the things that I mentioned to Justin before was that I love that it gives me so much energy. And even on the days when maybe I'm not that motivated to work out and I don't really want to do a workout that day, but I know I need to, when I do, I'm always happy that I did. And I always have so much energy, like to start my day, whether it's for work or whatever it is that I need to do. So they're really amazing.
And I'm taking notes here because I love to take notes when I do little podcasts, because I like to really, for people to really understand that one thing that you gave to me that I cherish, and I cherish everything that I do with my clients, but most of all was your compassion for yourself and wanting to learn. And one thing I always say to people is learning is infinite, and people don't necessarily always want to learn. And so the fact that every single time I train a new client, I'm learning more and more and more and more. And the fact that you do work with people every day, you do work in a hospital, you do give that love and affection and attention to people that need that, was such a respect for me too, because it's not easy for someone to get up every morning and have to go and deal with people that aren't doing great sometimes or aren't feeling well. And by the way, this woman takes care of her entire family, and it's just very empowering to watch and to see and to know about you as a person, but also for you to be able to dedicate yourself and give yourself not only to other people, but to yourself, and say, you know what, I only have this limited amount of time, but I'm going to find time. And this is one of the things that I'm building for my podcast and for my app, is that I'm tired of excuses. And for someone like Tamaya, who works so many hours a day and has so much on her plate and still can find time to exercise with me once or twice a week and do her exercises every single day and practice her exercises to make sure that she feels good, because she knows when she goes to work, she has to stand, she has to sit, she has to reach, she has to pull, she has to push. She has so many things she has to do to help others while she's in her hospital environment and when she's at home with her family and what she's caretaking. And so people, please, you have to take that as a lesson learned. Every single person out there can find 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 40 minutes or even an hour. But if you don't have that hour, you still have 20 or 30 minutes. So when we're presenting you with this app that's coming out very soon, I want people to understand, and Tamaya being the perfect example, that she devised a plan for herself to make herself be her best, because she knew that in order for her sanity and for her health and her wealth and her system, she needs to make sure that she exercises. And the fact that I've been able to give her that present of movement for her body type, and for her lifestyle is incredible. So I want to thank you for that. If you were going to give advice to people about what I've been able to do for you and what we've been able to do together as a team, and what my method has been able to empower you to feel like during your days or when you're moving or when you're caring for others, please tell us.
First of all, thank you so much. But I feel like overall, what your method has done for me was just give me so much energy and just make me feel so much better. And also, like I said earlier, like you can see some changes in your body. I still have a long way to go, but I see a lot of really good changes. And I just think it's amazing that you can work out with your method and do it so well, but it doesn't affect you like the next day where you can't walk, or because certain things that I've done before, when you work out, it's like you work out really, really hard and then you can't walk for like 2 or 3 days. And then you can't really train those days because you're still sore from like several days ago. And with your method, it just feels really good. It feels good when you're doing the workout, and it feels really good, like, when you're living your life. And I have so much more energy when I do your workouts. And then I'm able to, you know, work a little harder that day in my job, or, you know, things come easier to me because I have more energy and I feel good.
No,
Overall.
that's really amazing. That's really amazing. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing up right now, but I just want to say, I want to thank you for everything. I want to thank you so much for being the wonderful woman that you are, and for empowering me with what you do on a daily basis in your everyday life. And also for the fact that, like I said, you know, and people always say, oh yeah, people could say, oh, this one's your favorite. That I don't have favorites. What I have is an encompass of people that I work with, that each person gives me something new. But the fact of the matter is you are the empowerment of me, because I created an app. And people always say, well, how can you get in shape in an app? And how can you feel good in an app? And how can you be the best you by just working out, by somebody instructing you or following, you know, different moves and different stuff? And the fact that you showed me through the practice that you did, through the videos that we've done, through the recordings that we've done, through your inspiration of yourself, that anything is possible. So I want people to realize that I'm giving her a lot of credit, because I've, over the years, have trained so many different types of people, and from all walks of life. But when I get most empowered is when I know that if I'm working with someone on a limited basis, like I have with you, even though we've been working really hard, but we haven't had the 5 days a week like I've had with some other clients. And so the fact that you're able to follow my method, follow my directions, work together as a team, be have the body awareness that you have, and then be able to take what I give you and then create better for yourself, there's no better present for me. So I want you to just give a little bit of a roundabout, you know, discussion, 2 seconds, you know, not 2 seconds, but, you know, 1 minute of, you know, what would be your summary be of us, yourself, and what we've done over the last 4, 5, 6 months?
Thank you so much. I just think it's incredible. Like I said, I feel honored and so blessed to work with you. I think you're amazing. Everything that you've taught me so far is just so amazing. I just love working out with you. I love the training. I think the app is going to be incredible. And I think people are going to get so much out of it, because just overall, it's just absolutely incredible.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. This is Jam and Jay here with my special woman, Tamaya. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you. And just remember, at the end of the day, it's all about being the best you. Thank you.